Tana here. Welcome to my channel. On this channel we share real life experiences, truth and reflections that have made us who we are today. Please don't mind the background noise, people are at home today and I just couldn't wait to get into today's video. Remember in our last video we spoke about how I was homeless in matric, how I got horrible results, how I was just what can I say? How I can just say it hadn't registered to me and I was not in tune with reality, right? Today we'll be speaking about how I finally got enrolled in college, because I always wanted to study further, but of course the first thing people tell you is that university. So when I heard of college I was like, oh, definitely not where I want to go. So today we're going to dive deep into that. So if you haven't watched my previous video, please go watch it so you can get context. So I matriculated 2019, 2020. I'm now realizing that I really didn't do well. I got a diploma and no university is going to enroll me with a diploma. So my options are, it's either I do a high certificate or I rewrite, and I was embarrassed about rewriting that people are going to think I'm dumb, or they're going to be like, this beautiful girl, this smart girl, why is she going to rewrite? You know, I felt like it's not for me. So the year 2020 I just decided, okay, now I'm going to look for a job. So I started looking for a job. Girl, didn't I look for a job for the whole year? No job, nothing. And then eventually I just started, you know, just doing whatever I can. Like if maybe the promotions or whatever, I'll do that. But basically in 2020 was like a gap year. Nothing stable happened. Then I met a friend on Facebook. We're great friends now, but I met her on Facebook. So from Facebook we had a great relationship, and then she was asking me like, what are you doing? And I told her that I'm not doing anything really, and my results are not great, I wanted to study further. And then she says to me, you know, you can enroll at college. And I was like, really, with this bad marks? Because also I never thought of college because of how bad my marks are. She's like, yes, definitely, you just go in Jan, when they have an open day, you just go in Jan, and with your results you'll see you'll get enrolled the same day, but you must wake up super early. I'm there by 6 a.m. My boyfriend escorts me. I'm there with all my documentation, and you know, she told me that you must have extras like 4 copies of your ID, 4 copies of your mom's ID, 4 copies of your proof of address, 4 copies, what else? I don't remember. Well, bank statement. I don't remember everything. Excuse me. And now that I think of it, that was God's hand in my life, you know, because if I hadn't made this friend on Facebook, if I hadn't spoken to her, I wouldn't have enrolled at college. I think my life would have been wasted away, because I didn't have much information that, okay, if you don't go to university and you've got bad results, you can go to college. Because people for a very long time didn't speak great about college. They spoke in a demeaning way that college is this and that. So okay, cool, I get enrolled at college. I don't even know the course I'm going to do. But we look up the courses. She's helping me. She's such a great friend, guys. Just helping me look through the courses, which one I would like. At that point, I don't even care. I was saying, I didn't have a lot of expectation when I went into college. I was getting my allowance, and at this point, I was still in a buzz, you know. I was not really seeing a future with this course, to be frank with you. I was doing management assistant, right? I didn't know if I would actually get a job with it or what. Currently, I've completed my studies, but I'm left with only one module, which is information processing. I've been really struggling with that module for quite some time and all that. But today I'm not here to dwell much on struggling with the module, but I'm here to share how being at college has changed my life. Remember, I got into college just wanting to do something with my life, not knowing what's the plan or what's the goal. Since being at college, I started my own business, Lulu Time's tutoring services. And remember, colleges are different from universities in a way that everything is practical. So I remember when I started at college, I couldn't even log in on a computer. But right now, give me a computer, I can log in. That's number one. I'm so proud of myself when it comes to that. And remember, my modules for communication and office practice, in terms of running my business, even for me to get inspired to start a business, communication and information processing, I run my business, even if I have to say it myself, I run my business so well because I have a background of office practice and communication. I know exactly how to handle myself, how to handle my clientele, how to handle the workload, because we learned about stress factors, we learned about so many things. So because of that background education, I am so glad that I managed to get into college. It has really changed my life. We learned about so many things. And also, because college is practical, right, they want to prepare us for the real world. They've now started a new initiative of wanting us to be employers instead of employees. So during this year, I entered a competition. It was an inter-college competition. Oh my gosh, I didn't even know what I was doing, but I entered anyway. And it really changed my life, because when I started my business, yes, I had clientele and yes, I had future goals, but I didn't think that it would bloom as it's blooming now. The competition was great. We got so much support from lecturers, from the college itself. They held our hands. Although I didn't make it to the last level of the competition, but I gained a lot of knowledge. Knowledge such as how to register my business, how to look for funding, doors to knock on. They just gave it all to us on a silver platter. We did so many workshops. So imagine if I hadn't gotten into college and I was still in that bus that, oh, I had horrible matric marks, oh, I'm embarrassed, what are they going to say? Because best believe that when I was in college, people were saying stuff, like a lot of stuff in comparison to universities, because in our communities, especially if you're in the township, when you get into university, you're the big deal, but when you get into a college, everyone's like, oh, lost cause. So people were saying stuff, and mind you, I was also repeating a module for quite some time. So obviously people can see that this girl is not graduating, she's been in college, but I told myself that I'm going to focus on the goal. So those are a few things that I'm so grateful for going to college. So as a young person watching this, I really suggest that it's either you do a short course with something practical. Because what I liked about college is the fact that they're giving you a skill that no one can take away from me. Although now, yes, I haven't yet graduated, but I have a computer skill. Who can take that away from me? No one. No one. I could even start a computer course thing here where I stay, maybe with kids, and parents pay me for that. You see? So that's what's nice about colleges. They give you a skill that no one can take away from you. I'm not talking against universities or other institutions, but from my experience, I would really suggest that as a young person, you lean towards a college qualification, then study further, knowing that at least you have that skill. And reflecting on this really reminds me of the love of God and His plan for our lives, that even though He won't come straight and tell you, this is my plan for your life, I've got a good plan for you, but His plan will prevail either way, just like it has in my life. So I'm not sitting here saying, oh, it's going so well in college and all that, but I have a skill that no one can take away from me. Even if I move from South Africa, I now have a skill that when I get to wherever I am in the world, I can still strive.